Brian was 12 years old when he developed neuroleptic malignant syndrome from a medication called risperidone, sometimes called Risperidone. Brian's baseline was just autism, nothing else. Classic autism or severe autism, just saying the same thing. Until he was 12 years old, and risperidone gave him neuroleptic malignant syndrome, which gave him chronic catatonia. And then when he was aged 18,
Brian.
epilepsy began, which seemed to be oddly attached to the catatonia and intertwined with it. Okay, I just gave anti-seizure rectal. I'm not sure that I didn't just come right back out. He's already been on the floor. So I have the blankets on the floor. I hope that this would stop. In this particular video, Brian is actually in status epilepticus, which is a continual seizure or a bunch of little seizures that aren't manifesting as big shaking or the way they normally do, all in a row, which he can die from if I don't stop it and recognize it for what it is. But it's manifesting as a symptom of catatonia that won't stop. Now, if it were truly catatonia, I don't believe the diazepam would have stopped it. Some other people might believe that it would have. I certainly not if it's catatonia in the hyperstate, and the seizures have mixed with catatonia in the hyperstate. When catatonia begins by a medication like risperidone, a neuroleptic, when catatonia begins by neuroleptic malignant syndrome, what that means is, and why that is so important, is that that person can't have any more dopamine agonists. I think it is. I don't quote me. I believe that's what it is, but there might be other ingredients in there that they can't have anymore. It's basically an allergy. It's a weird allergy. You can call it an adverse reaction if you want to, but most doctors and nurses that understand it and the extreme danger there and what the discomfort that the patient can possibly go through because of it, they actually do write allergies down normally if you find a doctor or nurse that really understands it. So it might be more than just that ingredient. I don't know, but certainly that one, as far as I recall. You can research it to see if that's correct or not. But nonetheless, it means lifelong allergies, not allergies that are here today and gone tomorrow. I mean, I wish if that's someone else's story, great, tell me. But it has not been Brian's story. Ever since he got it 12 years ago, catatonia from risperidone, he's had allergies to certain neuroleptics. And sometimes, there will be numbers and labs that support that. And some of those medications can even be anti-seizure medications. There's a lot of medications that it actually affects. We found when he was very young and this first happened that Ritalin, they were trying to, because they couldn't use enough Ativan because you can top out, and they're trying, and that's what you treat catatonia with. He was in the hospital at the U of M. He was about 12. And so they went to 10X, which is a blood pressure medication, to replace Ritalin, which they were just treating a symptom of catatonia with something else because they couldn't go up that high on the Ativan yet to actually just treat the catatonia. So 10X didn't cause the same reaction, which is catatonia, but it's really extreme if you're going to induce it with medicine, which means really painful muscle cramps for Brian. And that is one of the medications that, you would get sort of a pushback. Oh, as far as I understood it, that can't be on the list of just neuroleptics that would cause this. So that's why I say we know risperidone's on the list. There are certain medications that are on the list, and that's most um, antipsychotic meds or psych meds. But there are other medicines on the list. And Brian never had allergies before, but now he has a lot of them. So I get the impression if the catatonia had begun some other way, he would not have these allergies that he has. That there have been lab numbers to show that he has. There are definite markers that show he has these allergies. So, but if the person didn't have the catatonia start that way, maybe it started in the more common way. They say it's more common that catatonia is driven by depression normally. They say that catatonia is not a standalone condition. It's always kind of basically got a driver. But if it started that other way through like depression, then he might not have allergies. So that's why it's so important. And that's why I say NMS. I don't say NMS. I should just say allergies, but then I have to explain it anyway. I don't say that to upset anybody. And allergies do exist. They are not a sin, so they shouldn't upset anyone.